there are two tables still in play, tables 7 and 8, and the scores are 6-4 and 5-5. So exciting finishes at the front of the room. We're going to start over here on our feature table. This first player comes to us from South Korea. It's Seoa. And her opponent from Germany, Pia Filler. Moving over to table number 3 next to the stream table. From Taipei, it's Rita Cho. And her opponent from the United States, 13-year-old Jordan Helfrey. Moving to the table next to them, from the Philippines, it's the Flash, it's Cheska Centeno. And her opponent from Slovenia, it's Anna Gradiznik. Moving back to number 2, where our player has just entered the arena. This player from Bulgaria is Kristina Zlateva. And her opponent, world champion from the United Kingdom, it's Kelly Fisher. On table number 4, from Vietnam, it's Nguyen Beach Tram. And her opponent from Taipei, it's Amber Chen. Table number 6, from Austria, it's Jasmine Ocean. And her opponent from Norway, Nina Torben. Tables 7 and 8 are still in play. All players can approach and leg and begin your matches. Thank you.
And welcome back to the ONEIDA 8-Ball World Championships, presented by Olhausen, Peach Hour, and the ONEIDA Casino and Hotel. This broadcast brought to you by X-Pool, produced by the WPBA and sanctioned by the WPA. This is a winner's side match, and it is featuring some of the top names in our game. It's going to be Pia Filler and Seoa. My name is Stephen Wyatt, and I'm so happy that you guys have joined us, whether you're watching on Billiard TV, Amazon Prime Video, or live on YouTube, all for free. Super excited that you guys are here. Do me a favor, if you're watching on YouTube, do me 2 favors, actually. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and then also hit the share button. Get it out to your social media accounts. Let everyone know that you're watching some high-quality pool. And this is tough for Seoa. She was breaking so well yesterday, and this is a dry break. Pia Filler at the table. Once again, thank you guys for smashing that like button, hitting the subscribe button, and sharing this out to all of your social media followers. I have done the same, and we are ready to dig into this match. Pia with a really good opportunity at the table here. Everything's out in the open. The 8-ball is 100% viewable, and she looks poised to take down this first rack. Now, I believe she would like to use this 11 ball as her key ball for the 8.
We have a winner over on table number 7. Let's give it up for Wang Wenlin for advancing.
She may have just gotten off angle on the 15 to the side.
For Portugal, Sarah Rocha.
Very nice kill shot on the cue ball. Now she may have gotten off angle the other way, and it's okay to bump this 7 just a little bit, but you don't want to bump it too much. You risk moving it in front of or blocking part of the 8-ball. I would suspect that she's just going to pinch this ball back just a little bit. Oh, no. And she's missed the ball. A little bit of elevation can do that to you. Anytime you're elevated over a ball, you have to hold your ground, and I believe I saw her move just a little bit as she was powering through the ball. And now Seoa with a good opportunity to clean up and steal. Well, still back. Rack number 1. This was Seoa's break. Wasn't the break that she wanted. And this rack looked to be in Pia's hands. Just a little funny. And a good shot there. That was very uncharacteristic. Maybe a little bit of nerves here in this first rack. Seoa played on this table yesterday. Pia Filler, this is her first outing on our feature TV table.
From Japan, the mighty Yuki Hiraguchi.
And this is where we stand. Pia's going to make a good shot around. And this is a little touchy here. So because of the angle that she got on, she can just kind of stop this ball, and she'll have to take a tough cut into the side pocket. Or she could risk trying to punch the ball forward and take the 8-ball to the top right corner. That being said, it's all going to come down to her personal preference. I personally am a fan of the side pocket shot, so I'd probably try to stop the ball and just take the tough shot into the side. She drew back a little bit. It's going to make this just a little bit tougher. And guys, per usual, we will be checking out scores from around the arena. While the players are waiting on the referee to rack. So if you're interested in what's going on, don't worry, we will take care of it. And there it is, Pia Filler taking down game number 1. And let's see what is going on around the arena. Rita Chow, Jordan Helfrey, the last American standing on the winner's side. You'll notice only one American flag up there. Table 8 running a little bit behind, as it looks like that match, which Soledad Ayala was down, I believe, 5-1. And it looks like she's made a comeback. Samiya Konishi now tied with her 5-5. Kelly Fisher and the Zalayer, Christina Zlateva, are just starting out on our second feature table. And Trem Winbik and Chin Chiahua playing on table 4. Jasmine Ocean and Nina Torvund, as well as Anna Gradiznik and Cheska Centeno. If I butchered any names, guys, I apologize. I'm just a guy from Texas, and they did not teach me how to speak well. At least foreign names. My apologies. Well, this is tough. Try a break from Pia. I think Pia may be the only German player in the field. May be wrong, but I think that might be the case. And over 30 countries being represented here at the WPBA, WPA World 8-Ball Championships. And we are on day 3. Of 5. We will have play tomorrow, as well as our trophy day, our champion day, and our world title day. That's on Sunday. We will be crowning our world champion then. Couple of upsets from the field. Savannah Easton has taken an early exit from this world championship. Couple of tough matches, including the one that she just played Wei from Taipei taking out the Roadrunner. And if you're looking at the score on the bottom, don't worry, we will get it corrected. The players are the ones who control the scoring tablet. Oh, yeah, and that was a tough angle. Referee staff will make sure that the players update those scores between the racks. Current score is 1-0 to 1/2 of the killer fillers. It is Pia. Just a little bit of work to be done here. I'm assuming, based on positioning, that the 3-ball does not go past or she can't see it. And that's why she has opted for the 4-ball. And unfortunately, not a great shot there. This 9-ball is in a little bit of trouble, though. You need to be on the good side of it to make it. And you'd really like that to be your last ball for the 8-ball. I think based on that, I'm probably looking to play the 12 and try and get back up table for the 15. She could take the 15 now. She's not going to, though. Big shot. She was trying to get a good draw stroke on that. I'm still not sure if this 9-ball goes. I don't think it does. Well, that's a good shot there. So gonna need to play the 9-ball here and float back up table for the 10. And she's got the angle to be able to play the 8-ball. Never wanted to go too high because you risk getting stuck behind the 3. She's played that well. We are playing all ball foul, so she just needs to be mindful of the 2 ball. And there it is. Once again, update 1-1. Seoa and Pia Filler all tied up. Once again, look at scores around the arena. And still, Sami Konishi and Soledad Ayala are locked up in a battle at 5-5. Kelly Fisher and Christina Zlateva. The Slayer has the lead, and that one it's 1-0 there. And Rita Chow up 2-0 over the last American standing, Jordan Helfrey. Get confirmation on Cheska Centeno and Anna Gradiznik. It shows they are 0-0, but we're not too sure on that one. Jasmine Ocean leading her opponent 1-0. Lots of matches going on right now. But right here in our Schuler Bauer Arena on our feature table, it is Seoa breaking with a ball down, and the score is tied 1-1. This is a little bit of a messy rack here. First glance, I'm looking at the 14 and the 5. I don't think either one of them have a pocket. The 5 might if the 15 wasn't in the way. The good news is right here, if she were able to take this 1 ball, she can break the 5 ball out. Looks as though that's what she was going to do for just a second, but she's spotted something else. She's going to take the 3 ball to the top right corner. A little hesitation there on the stroke, but makes the ball, gives herself a little bit better of an angle. And there you see it. She's looking to move this 14 and 5 ball. And really, I think in this situation, you would like to move just the 14. The 5 ball doesn't have to move. If it does, you risk making it worse. Okay, so she got the nice little bump on that, but I don't know if she got enough. So she may be looking to do it again, which is tough. Yeah, no, she did not get the angle. So once again, going back up table for the 4 and then possibly the 7 ball to move that back out. You're getting into dangerous territory when you're taking balls out. You still have a problem ball on the table and you're running out of options. You should always try and take your problem ball early. Remember, she still has that 6 ball up top. And this is a good opportunity to take it. So, that being said, okay, I like this play. So it looks like she's going to try and play the 2 ball and use that as a breakout on the 5. That way her 7 ball is still sitting in front of that pocket if she doesn't quite get it. She had kind of a tough angle here. She needed to have more. Oh, nice bump there. Very, very nice. Very nice play there, and she's going to have to move that cue ball around again. But the good news is she's got a good angle. So I'm thinking the 7 ball into the side pocket, send your cue ball 2 rails. So that's going to be the top rail over to the left side rail with a nice little chunk of bottom left. That'll bring you down table for the 8 ball in the right corner pocket. Watch out, cue ball. Oh, that was close. And an 8 ball away to making it 2-1 for Seoa. Oh, and she drops it down, used all of the pocket, but she gets the game 2-1, taking the lead. And we will see how this plays out, guys. I'm going to step away for just a moment. I will be right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for holding it down without me. I'm back now. And Seoa at the table. Looks like a pretty decent layout. Everything's kind of jumbled up on that bottom right-hand area of the table. However, as far as I can tell, everything has a pocket. Specifically, that side pocket there has a really nice backboard. And she used the backboard just slightly there. It's also going to make that 1 ball positioning pretty tough for Pia if she does get to the table here. And Seoa looking to leave herself on the 12 ball. That way she can go around the table for the 10 in the side, which is a great key ball for her 8. Very nice play here. Not sure she got enough here. Yeah, she may have come up a little short. She may have to bank this ball. Oh, she could see enough. What a good shot. That was very, very close. And another good run there for Seoa, leading 3-1 against Pia Filler. Once again, taking a look around the room. It looks like Christina Takach and Yuki Hiraguchi just started. That game already 1-0 to the young lady from Japan. Jordan Helfrey trailing Rita Chow by 3-0. And looks like Cheska and Anna are either haven't started or are not using the scoring tablet at the table. See if I can get an update for you on that. We still have one 11 a.m. round going, and it is Samiya Konishi on the hill against Soledad Ayala, leading 6-5. Back here on our feature table, So at a break, leading 3-1. And a ball was going down and gets clipped. The 2-ball almost goes to 14 as well, but nothing. It's a dry break. And Pia Filler is going to have an opportunity at the table. And let's see what she can manage. Well, I gotta say, the solids are very spread out here.
If I got the competitors for table 8 to make their way over there, we'll get you started right away.
I'm just wondering why she chose not to shoot the 7-ball there. I feel like it would have been easier to get a shot on the 5 ball later in the pattern than it would be for the 7. Pretty thin lane that she has to get there for that 7 ball. And it may be that she's just going to leave herself a decent angle on the 6 to get back around to that same area, but I don't know. I'm never going to doubt a player that plays as good as Pia does. I don't think she got the angle for the 7. And because of where she's at on the 6 ball, I don't think she can go forward anymore. So she's going to have to draw back and try and hit this gap, which is incredibly tough. And again, I never want to doubt a player as good as she is, but I think she may have played the wrong shot earlier in the rack. If she gets out, it doesn't really matter. Oh, and I don't know if she hit that gap there.
All right, our next match kicking off on table number 8 down on the end there. Residing in Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Oh, wow. She hit the gap and she got the leave. I'm going to take everything I said back because she's played that very, very well. And there it is, Pia Filler taking that lead down to just a 1-game lead. And wow, really incredible play there. Jordan Helfrey gets a game on Rita Chow. Nina Torvund up 3-1 over Jasmine Ocean. And Kristina Zlateva sitting at 3-1. And here we go, Pia Filler with a big break and no ball down. And look at this, guys. I got a special treat for you. It is none other than Miss Janet Atwell. Janet, are you there?
I'm here. Can you guys hear me? And thanks for having me.
Absolutely. How are you?
I'm doing great. I've been enjoying myself here at the World Championships. It's been an honor to be here for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a big honor to be able to call some of these matches, and the fact that we're going to crown a World 8-ball champion at the end of this week is pretty incredible. Watch out, 8-ball. And you You played very well yesterday. Um, I know came up a little bit short, but just from my point of view, very impressed.
Thanks. I felt like I played good. I knew it was going to be an issue coming in. I, I struggle breaking the balls with 8 ball, and I had 3 dry breaks. The problem was spreading the balls open and not leaving anything tied up, but not pocketing something. And then, Kaylee played very good, took advantage of every rack.
Yeah, she did, and I gotta say, I mean, if it's any consolation, a lot of the ladies having trouble with the break. We've seen, I think probably the best example would be Christina Tkach, able to really get those second line balls to go towards the side pocket, but everybody else seems to be struggling with making a ball and making sure nothing's tied up. So you're definitely not the only one there.
Well, I'm hopeful that this won't be the last time that we play 8 ball. It's something that I think is great for viewership, and it's certainly a strategic game, especially when you're playing with the shot clock and referees. So it makes you think very quickly.
Yeah, it does. I have nothing against nine ball. I love the game, but I've always said that nine ball is a lot like checkers. It's very tic-tac-toe, very straightforward on what you have to do, whereas eight ball is a little bit more like chess. You have to be strategic in the way you play it. Um, and that's why it is my favorite game.
Right. And I played my first match against the uh, Soa. Is that how you pronounce her name?
Yeah, so it's Soa.
Soa. I, I'm so used to just saying so. Um, but anyway, she played fantastic. I played my first match against her and was down 4-1. Came back and lost 7-5. And I think I only missed a couple balls, but again, just had a couple dry breaks and was really happy with the way I played against her.
Yeah, I mean, she's clearly playing well, obviously, taking you down in a close race, and then turning around and playing the WPBA Most Improved Player from 2024, Ashley Benoit, who, might I mention, Ashley Benoit took out Kaylee McIntosh 7-0 in that first round, and Soa took down her 7-4. So, no pun intended.
Right, right.
So is playing very, very well, and it shows right here in this match against Pia Filler as well.
Kind of bring me up to speed with where we are on this match. I was in the crowd watching Jordan Helfrey play. Really super proud of her and her accomplishments. So I was involved with that match, and I'm not exactly. I see the score is 2-4. So
Yeah, a couple of slow starts on the first two games. Um, we saw So play a shot that she normally wouldn't miss. And she did indeed miss it, and Pia was able to get out, and then a dry break, and we're kind of back even, and it's just been a little bit of Pia making some mistakes along the way on her pattern. But I mean, it really has been a little bit closer than what the scoreline shows. Um, both ladies definitely need to drop a ball in the break, to try and, well, either for So to keep her advantage or for Pilla to take over. Um, the break has been a big deal here.
oh, definitely. The tables I think are playing great. I feel like as they've gotten more play, they're playing a little better. I didn't have any issues at all with them yesterday, so I would imagine the more play, the better the wear. So I think probably the speed is the biggest issue, and the more you play, the more you get accustomed to that. So I would imagine they're really starting to get a feel for it.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right on that, and I gotta say I love these new Olhausen tables. Um, that I think for me, the first thing that jumps out at me, and I've talked about it previously, is how flush the pockets are to the border of the table. So many times I've had to bridge and change my bridge because of being close to a pocket and having that little bit of deviation in height. And I really like how flush these sit.
I'm with you on that. It's great to have the flatter pocket for sure. I feel like when you're on a pocket that's raised, your cue stick wants to slide one direction or the other unless you really have a firm grip on it.
Yeah, and it changes your bridge, and sometimes you can't get a stable bridge because of it. So it's really cool to see them think about that in the design and keep that so flush.
Well, I
But
think all of these industry leaders are doing a lot for pool, and I think they're doing everything they can to accommodate the player. And the skill level's just grown so much over time. It's amazing to see the top talent play nowadays.
yeah, and you're probably one of those players that has quite a bit of experience with that. You've been around for a while. You've been playing for a long time at a high level. So you've got to see the industry changes over the years.
Yeah, it's been a great thing. I'm excited for all the new changes that are coming about, and again, the direction that pool's headed. It seems like we've all wanted it to get to where it is, and beyond that. And I think it's just we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, it's definitely a good time to be a pool player, as we see all of these different changes and all of these advancements that we're making. America sometimes feels like it's been behind the curve to some of the other countries when it comes to pool. And for me personally, it feels like we're slowly starting to move in the correct direction just as a country when it comes to pool.
Right, right. Well, I tell you, Olhausen and Peach Hour has really stepped up on this event. They have put a lot of time, effort, money, everything that they could do. They've done it to the best of their ability, and I can't imagine that anybody out there could have done a better job than these guys have done for their first run at it.
That's incredible to hear. Again, if you're just joining us, this is the ONEIDA 8-Ball World Championships presented by Olhausen and Peach Hour and the ONEIDA Casino and Hotel, sanctioned by the WPA and produced by the WPBA. My name is Stephen Wyatt, and we have Janet Atwell in here with us for this winner's side match. Current score, Seoa leading 4-2 over Pia Filler, but Pia at the table.
She came up a little short on this 8-ball, but she made a fantastic shot to get where she is, and she's such a great player. I would imagine she's going to make this ball. If not, she's going to block the 3-ball. So I'd say things are looking pretty good for her at this point.
Yeah, that's
Oh man, she overcut it just a little bit, so to a point of it coming out of the pocket.
That's a good point that you brought up, though, attempting to shoot it slow and try and block that pocket. She did come up a little short on that. But I'm just trying to connect these balls easily. To make the one in the bottom left, you need to take the 7-ball out.
Right. So I
And
think
so,
she'll take the 7 before, she'll work her way down the table, making those 4 up high, and then she'll shoot the 7, and then the 3, and then the 1, and then the 8.
yeah, I like that. That's a good pattern.
Everybody has different patterns, and I think my struggle was just seeing the pattern quickly enough. You know, with the shot clock going on, you kind of feel like you're thinking, I have to hurry, and your mind's more focused on that than really being able to see the shots.
Yeah, and it can be tough. I've got a little bit of experience on the shot clock, and 30 seconds, 40 seconds, it can all seem like it's a lot, but when you're under the gun and you're trying to decipher your map in your pattern, it can sneak up on you, right?
Right, and then, we all try to um, shoot shots without interrupting that pattern. Sometimes you have to if there's balls tied up or whatever, but You know,
Yeah.
if you get out of line a little bit, you have to reroute and think about that again.
Yeah, I think and just from what I've seen, I think one of the players who does it very, very well is Ashley Benoit. She really analyzes the table very quickly, and that's a huge, huge advantage for her because not everybody can do that. I definitely cannot.
Right.
I need to take my time and really analyze what my pattern's going to be. And I like the way So played this. She took that 7 ball out and then came back up table so she wouldn't have to work quite as hard for these last couple balls.
Well, she had kicked the 6 ball down the table, which kind of got in the way a little bit. So she chose to take the 7 first, so she'd have an easier shot on the 6. But I think we're back to those key 4 balls of getting out here, connecting the dots.
Yeah, and it's definitely easier to see when the table's empty. Obviously, Pia having no balls in the way for So makes it very simple.
So is she just seems so delicate, and she never seems to get excited about anything. It's just everything's very graceful.
Right? It's a mixture of I don't even know the word. It's kind of like you said, that delicateness and that very again, I'm having trouble coming up with the word, but also at the same time, she's almost robotic in how she takes to the table. I mean, her pre-stroke routine, um her set down onto the table, it's almost the same every time, which, that's never a bad thing when you have that much of a routine that it looks almost robotic.
Right.
As we see our referee here racking the balls with that Taum Max rack. Let's see if I can pull up the scores from the other tables around here. I see Christina Takach is up 2-1 over Yuki Hiraguchi. And it looks like Margaret Fefilova-Steyer has just started her match, and we'll figure out who won that very, very long drawn out match with Soledad here in just a minute. But Rita Chow up 5-1 over Jordan Helfrey, and Cheska Centeno. What a player she is,
Oh, I
Janet.
tell you, she's amazing. I love to watch her play.
She's up 5-0 over Anna Gradisnik, and Kelly Fisher trailing 1 game to Christina Zlateva. Another, well, two really good players there. This field is insanely stacked, Janet. I mean, as a just a spectator, I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, I would never I would never want to play in this. Like, I would get crushed. And then, as a spectator, I'm thinking, man, look at all the great matches. And I think that's a testament to the 64 players that were invited. And that's why we have 4 tables that are being streamed, because if we didn't, we wouldn't be able to get all the great action that we're getting right now.
Right. And that's great for the players and the sponsors, to get a lot of different players out there. There's so much talent in this room, and it would be a shame to only be able to stream 1 or 2 at a time.
Yeah, my hat's off to LFR. Lonnie has really, really done a phenomenal job, and now with bringing us in with Xpool, one, it's a huge honor for me to be able to sit here and call these matches, but Xpool doing really good things for Pool, and I think this partnership is phenomenal.
It's definitely exciting for the players. And of course, the spectators, the quality's fantastic. When I haven't been here in the arena watching, I've been back at the house watching, and it's just, you don't want to leave the TV. Quality's great. You guys are doing a fantastic job. Um, we're pleased to have you guys on board with us.
Well, it's been a blast so far, and I get little treats like this where we get players like you with a ton of insight hopping in, which I always like. So we appreciate you. And right now,
Let's see what she's planning to do here.
and that's a very, very tough combination shot. But look what she's done here.
Yep. Very
She's
strategic with it, placing those balls over there to, she's still got a potential out, but she's blocking every shot that Pia has on those balls, the stripes near the long rail.
Yeah, not only that, but just an opening shot here. She's going to be using a bridge, and she's going to be stacked up over the one ball. The only shot she can really shoot at aggressively is the 11. And I
that's
feel like,
very difficult. This is an all ball foul, so that's going to be tough to do with the bridge.
yeah, I agree. I do like the addition of all ball fouls, though. I think that rule is moving in the right direction for American pool. And I think everybody else in the world uses all ball fouls, and there's quite a few in America that just don't. And I think it's good that we are slowly moving that direction. She's moved
left
these
her a shot
balls.
here, yeah. Looks like she may go ahead and take the 3. I think she's got the ability to run these out. The 8 ball is still very funny if she would happen to make all of these balls. She's going to have to find a way to get the 8 ball out as well.
Yeah, I'm actually wondering. I can't tell if it goes into either corner pocket. If it does, it's pretty tight.
Yeah, it may, but it doesn't look like it has room. But, it's really hard to tell on the monitors for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's the toughest part is sometimes you can only see those angles when you're on the table. But I like the way she's playing this, Janet. She's going to take the 1 to the side and use her 7 ball to play the 2. Uh-oh, she got a little bump there, so this may change things. I thought she was just going to roll up for the 7, but now let's
just looking, she may if she shoots the 2 and then leaves herself room on the, she's going to shoot the 5 first. She's got a nice line here to get to it. Otherwise, she would have to shoot the 4 and then probably the 5.
Yeah, I don't mind this at all. Go ahead and take your 5 and 4 out. That way you can work in a small area of the table to finish your run.
Maybe the 8 will go in the bottom right pocket.
It's real tough. At first glance, just staring at this camera all weekend, I feel like it might squeeze by to the bottom left, but I can tell you right now, I know for a fact it's going to be tight. And I feel the same way about the bottom right. It's just a matter of, we'll know for sure depending on how she gets on this ball and what she plays on it. If she shoots the 2, gets straight on the 7 and just backs it up, it definitely goes in the bottom left.
She doesn't seem too concerned, so she has a plan.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah, trying to get as straight as possible. It's going to be a little bit of a stretch. She's a pretty tall young lady. But like you said before, all ball fouls, just got to be careful. Oh, yeah. And like you said, it must go now because of the way she's played it. She had a plan all along. And this is to get on the hill.
She has to hit this ball good. There couldn't be very much room for clearance. So. She made it like it was no trouble at all.
Yeah, and that right there was a really good run out from So-So.
She's a great player, You see these ladies, you see their Fargos, and you hear the name, and you know that they're great players. But once you've had the opportunity to play them and you see it firsthand, you really see how talented they really are. And and it gives you a whole different perspective on, their true level.
Yeah. Obviously Pia hasn't really got much of the opportunity she's gotten. She just wasn't able to take advantage, but we all know that she plays phenomenal.
She certainly does. Sometimes the matches are not, and sometimes the score is not a true indication of how good someone played that match even.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That sometimes the score just doesn't tell the story. And a little bit more power on the break here, but once again,
Nothing.
I'd really like to see Christina Tkach, how she's breaking, what she's doing, because again, it was the first day. The tables may have been playing a little bit differently, but I gotta say, watching her, I feel like she's broke the best on this table here,
And
making
it seems
balls.
like, watching her, it seems like it's just a soft pop break, almost like she's got that little pop going into it, but it's not with a lot of power.
Yeah, it's almost like dare I say a 50% tin ball break.
But she masters every break. I think she's got one of the better 9-ball breaks as well.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of these ladies I haven't had a chance to see a ton of, a few here and there, but I think one of my biggest memories just talking about Christina Tkach. I watched her play in a tournament in Virginia several years ago, and I watched her absolutely run over Roberto Gomez. It was a race to 11. She won
Oh, wow.
11-0. And that was the day I learned that Christina Tkach is an
She's here to
absolute
play.
monster. And Pia's got opportunity here. A little bit of work to be done.
If you blinked, you might have missed the Flash, who just finished her match over there.
12 ball does go in the bottom right corner.
Table number 5.
I hear Jerry just announced that Sheska just won, so
Right
the
into
Flash
it.
is a very good nickname for her because she has moved quickly through that set.
Yeah, only been playing for, let me take a look here, see if I can get this updated. Well, I think she's played so quick that the digital pool bracket hasn't caught up because it says she's only been playing for 12 minutes, but that is not correct. I believe she's been playing for about an hour. But if the score line is an indicator, I believe that was a 7-0 victory.
He is off to a good start in this rack.
Yes, she is. Do you like taking the 12 ball and just rolling up real soft for the 13?
I do. Yep. And then, to get back on the 8, you could just use a little draw and go underneath the 4 and back around the 3, or just depends. You might just be able to go over and come back and play the 8 in the side. I guess it all depends on the angle she gets here. I think she got a
Yeah.
little bit more angle than she meant to here, so she's probably going to have to go to the end rail and come back out.
Yeah, I was thinking either in rail and then straight back up, or put a little bit of extra draw on it and go 2 rails around. Either one would work.
I think the end rail makes it a little more narrow.
Ooh.
Your margin of error is a little smaller, I think, if you go that way. You got to have a lot more ball control, or at least that's how I feel when I'm shooting.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was always worried about the little bump on the 7, and she did get one, but it didn't come into play, so
I think she is looking to play the 8 in the side and not risk anything at all. Just let the natural roll of the ball go into the long rail and just a soft touch, play the 8 in the side where she's standing.
yeah, I definitely agree. And just updates from around the room. Jordan Helfrey, the last American in the winner's side, has fallen to Rita Chow 7-1.
Rita is, she's tough in every event. You just, rarely do you see her lose until it gets down to the final day.
Well, and she's done well because she's guaranteed her spot in the final 16 with that win over Jordan. She joins Cheska.
Nice shot by Pia there. And
Yeah,
so
really
the final
nice.
16 goes to single elimination.
Correct. And all the matches going on right here, those winners will move to that single elimination. They'll be done for the day, and losers will have a few more matches to play. Pia holding off the win of So-So.
You know, you sit there and you just hope to get a turn at the table, and you know, just hope that things go your way when you're there. You have to play good, and you know, sometimes you got to tap the balls on the right side and just hope the stars align.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. I say the loneliest place in a pool hall in an arena is sitting in that chair in that arena. It's very lonely. It can be. You only have yourself and your thoughts to sit there and dwell on, especially if you're watching your opponent run out. And this break, it looks like she went for more of a sideball break, and it didn't get a lot of movement. So that's a little tough. Just wanted to touch real quick. Christina Tkach and Yuki Hiraguchi tied up 3-3.
Oh, that's a good match.
It is, and I want to make sure I say this name right. Janet, maybe you can help me. Jasmine Ocean playing, is it Nina Torvund?
Torvund.
Torvund.
I'm gonna have to go with the way you pronounced it. I'm not so familiar either.
Well, we'll just guess at it, and hopefully they won't hate us for it. But Nina, is up 4-2 over Jasmine Ocean.
Oh, wow.
And another big mark here. Kelly Fisher takes the lead for the first time in the match over Kristina Zlateva. The score there, 4-3. And this is not a very straightforward run here. The break just didn't get a lot of separation.
Yeah, it's hard to really. It's more difficult to commentate on these matches because there's so many different things that could be being thought of at the time.
Yeah, if you'd asked me if she was going to bank that ball, I'd have told you were crazy. But in her mind, and it actually worked out well, she's thinking, okay, if I can get this cue ball on the bottom rail, I can try and take the stripes. And if I don't make the ball, I'm going to leave her tough and not leave her much of a shot. She's
right, and
she's got the 6 ball.
You somewhat force the other player to choose a solid. You know, when you do that, if you think the stripes are better and you can get in a safe spot, to basically leave them the solids as the only option, then you know sometimes you can use that strategically.
Yeah, 100%. Not only that, but you could force Pia to take a shot that she doesn't really want to take, and it could cause her to miss and leave you an out on the balls that you prefer. I think in this situation, if I'm Pia, I might just try and play it back to her. I might play the 5 ball off the side rail and just put the cue ball right back where it is. I think she heard me, Janet.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't mind this at all. Leave her on the rail, make it tough.
Yeah,
because
now kind of
now
forcing her to, you know, basically choose the 6 or do something strategic. Get a little defensive action.
These are the types of racks that I love because it really shows that that chess play, that back and forth. It's more like a battle, a war than a game of pool. There's a lot of strategy involved, and So is either going to take advantage or fall into the trap here.
Oh, she
And
raised up a little bit on that one.
Yeah, she did. And now, if you're Pia Filler, you got to feel like you won that battle.
Yeah, the stripes are okay, but they're still not great. The more the solids are being moved around, the better they look.
Yeah. The biggest issue is going to be the 3 ball, and then I think the 14. And you called it, Janet. After all that, Pia's going to take the solids.
Right.
And I like the play here. You can take down all the balls up top. Go ahead and take the 4 ball to the side pocket. Work towards the 6 ball, and then come down table and start picking this away, because if you get down table and you get into an issue area, you can always play safe.
Right.
Might have come up a little short here, but it doesn't matter because the 6 ball is makeable and you can just send the cue ball across the table a couple times.
And Wooden Beach Truck is not done. She'll be back in about an hour on the one lost side.
I was just looking around the room. We have a lot of spectators in here, but because there's great matches on every table, the spectators are spread out throughout this huge room instead of just around the TV table, because typically TV table is the premier match. It's what everybody wants to watch, but not necessarily the case here. It's just there's great talent on every table.
Yeah, well, that's just a testament to how much talent is at this tournament. And it's really cool to see because you see a lot of people walking around in the background. If you click on any one of the 4 tables that are being streamed to YouTube, I guarantee you there's going to be a crowd of people watching. And that's what's going to...
Oh, my goodness.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
That was unfortunate.
All right. It's not the end of the world, though. Kick at the 1 ball. Try and get your cue ball to the bottom.
To the bottom side of it. Right?
Yeah, the bottom rail. If you can manage that, you're not going to leave So-So a run out, I don't think. You might even get lucky and not leave her much of a shot. The one thing you got to do...
Pocket, so she's not, she's just trying to kick safe.
Yeah, just like that. That's the one thing she needed to make sure she got her cue ball to a rail, or a ball to a rail. Don't want to give up ball in hand on a silly shot.
Well, and the fortunate thing that happened there is she was able to move the 3 ball out to where if she does have an opportunity to get a clear shot, she's got the opportunity for a run out here now. The 8's still going to be a little bit difficult if you're in Pia's shoes, but I think if she gets an opportunity to get back to the table, everything's going to clear up.
Once she's made that one, now we're in a little bit different of a situation here because of where the 15 ball is. It's sitting right on that rail.
Yeah, but it's a great ball to get on the 13, which will then leave an opening for the 14. So she may play these balls out, come get the top 3 balls again, then play the 15, the 13, and then the 14, and then the 8.
Yeah, that's
that
exactly...
8 on the side looks good, in that left-hand side.
That's exactly what I was looking at there. That 15 ball is a great breakout ball to move that 14 if you need to.
If she gets flat on the 15, she can literally just roll down, shoot the 13, and, back up and play the 14 and the 8 on the side.
Yeah, and I actually like this here, too, because she can play this 12 ball and just roll down and get a nice full face bump on the 14. She may not opt to do that. She may try and hit the gap.
She looks a little low. She may be going to try to draw around it. Yep.
And there it is. Hit the gap there. Going to use the 15 ball. And in this situation, she's looking at it. Just stop the cue ball, get on the rail, shoot the 15, and stop it.
Yep, that's exactly what she's looking for. Maybe just, she plans to, I think, roll the cue ball over and just leave a couple inches. Just so it can come off the rail just a little bit, give her enough room to, you know, get a good stop shot or be able to put a little bit of a draw on it if she needs to.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And Seoa, if she can manage to get this will be a really nice run out. And not only that, but it'll be a run out to win the match.
I think she may stop, draw back, and play the 14 and the 8. And the 14 may go to the corner, but she may end up playing the 14 and the 8 on the left side.
You know, she might even just roll up and shoot the 14 in the top right corner.
And then the 8 back down in the lower left pocket if she goes that direction.
Yeah, she's got options here, and that's what she's looking at. She's looking at the 8 ball being played to the bottom left, which tells me the 14 ball is definitely going on this side, but she's drawing the ball.
Low. Yeah, I think she's going to go to the left with the 14.
Oh, wow.
I guess
she was trying to get all the way out for the.
Yeah, she was just going to come all the way out.
Yeah, she was trying to get it to that bottom right-hand corner, which is free and open, but she's come up a little short here.
Yeah, she's going to have to turn her cue ball loose a little more than she had planned on. Again, if she misses this ball, it's going to tie up her pocket, Pia's pocket.
She did not miss it. That is a great shot.
Boy, she held that ball too much. Like typically you would see that ball running on down the table and leaving yourself a long shot, but she held it a little bit too much. Now she's got to come with a thin cut shot.
Yeah, I like the way she's playing this, though, because, again, she's playing it to the bottom right.
Yep.
And you would think, I kind of like the angle to the bottom left, but she's doing that because if she misses, yeah, she wants to block that pocket.
And she's already had a little bit of a feel shot. You know, I think this is a finesse shot where you just kind of spin it in. There you go. What a great shot.
What a shot. And there it is. Well, Janet, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate the insight.
Thank you for having me. It's been a great time, and again, I'm honored to be part of this event, and very thankful and appreciative to Olhausen and Peach Hour Cues.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks to all of our sponsors, and you are watching the ONEIDA 8-Ball World Championships. Before we go, I'm just going to name off a few things real quick. Christina Takachi leading 4-3, and Margaret Befalova-Steyer trailing 2-1. Jasmine Ocean and Nina Torvan tied up 4-4, and Kelly Fisher on the hill against Kristina Salateva. All those matches can be found on digitalpool.com, and we really appreciate you guys watching. We will be back for one more round. It is the